if you set up on the wrong side of the tee, your window that you're looking down gets smaller and smaller. But if you set up off the right side of the tee, now you're more comfortable and more confident in what you're looking at, and that ultimately will add into your ability to hit the shot you want to hit.
Hey guys, I'm Bill. This is Jeff. Thanks for tuning into the MatchPlay Podcast. This week we're going to talk about where to set up yourself on the tee box based off of what shot shape you're trying to hit, what the hole layout's looking for to give yourself the best chance at giving yourself a birdie look going into the hole. Stay tuned.
The reason we're talking about the importance of choosing the right place to set up on the tee box based off of shot shape and hole layout is because it's going to help you find more fairways, or at least have a more forgiving tee ball, as well as it's going to set up your game for a better approach into the greens, which in theory should lead to more birdie looks, or at least lower scores in general. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, I think the best way to start is to give you a hole layout and to pick a tee ball or shot shape that you would normally play. And we'll go back and forth through a few different scenarios to help you figure out and work your way around golf courses. So let's start with a dog leg left. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter what the par is, and let's start with someone who likes to draw the golf ball. So go ahead, Bill.
For that type of player, absolutely. And I play the draw off the tee myself, like I was doing today. I'm going to line up on the left side of the tee box. It gives me the most opening to start that ball up the middle, up the right side of the fairway, and allow for the draw to come around. And if it comes around just like planned, perfect. If it's blocked out a little bit, I gave myself enough room in that fairway that I'm still, worst case scenario, first cut. Angle might be a little cut off, but I'm still having a reasonable green light coming into the green. And that's essentially why it's so important, why you see these pros doing it, depending on the shot shape they're either on the left, middle, right, depending on what the hole's actually giving them. In Jeff's example here, a dog leg left for a draw style player,
it's ideal.
It's got to be on that left side.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And to your point, having your start line or the place that you want to draw that ball off of be safe. If you've watched our previous course management videos, that's going to set you up for limiting those big numbers and taking the hazards out of play. But if your miss is that straight ball to that slight push, if it's a dogleg left and you do hit that miss, ultimately with most golf hole designs that are dogleg lefts, you're actually going to gain a better angle into that green. You might be a little further away, but you're going to gain a better angle, so that should help you make up for the fact that it was a slight miss. And we want to make our misses work for us, not against us. Additionally,
absolutely,
if we were to hit that slight overdraw or a little pull, well, we're pulling it back into the middle of the fairway or the left side of the fairway, and usually you gain a little bit of distance when you hit a pull or a slight overdraw. So you might gain that extra distance, and that might make up for the difference in angle, because ultimately, if we hit a draw and it's on the left side and it kind of blocks us out, we're taking that maybe better angle slightly out of play, but hopefully the distance makes up for the difference. So,
yeah,
I think that's it for that specific hole, basically layout with that shot shape. So let's say the same hole layout, a dog leg left, but you're a fader or a cutter of the golf ball. So, Bill, how would you set up off the tee for that?
If I'm a fader or cutter of the golf ball going into a dog leg left, I'm probably going to line up on the right side of the tee box, allowing myself to play aggressively towards the bend in the fairway. Play it towards the actual cut, straight ball, maybe have to cover a bunker. If it cuts like it's a plan, it's landing in the meat of the fairway. And just to the point, like we just talked about, moving from side to side in this tee box, that's going to allow, and it's not a monumental amount, but it does give a little bit more coverage. Think about it like 5 yards either which direction from where your start line location. And plus, it just from a viewing standpoint can help open up the hole and the avenues to actually, be in the fairway and see how that individual hole was designed.
Yeah, and obviously, even just the change in angle into the tee ball itself as you walk in, it should open up basically the window that you're teeing off of more to your eye, because if you hit a certain shot shape, if a tree's on the left or on the right, depending on how you hit the ball, if you set up on the wrong side of the tee, your window that you're looking down gets smaller and smaller. But if you set up off the right side of the tee, now you're more comfortable and more confident in what you're looking at, And that ultimately will add into your ability to hit the shot you want to hit. We want to take out as many conflicting factors that make us second guess ourselves on the golf course, and choosing the right spot on the tee box is very important to gaining that confidence on the tee and just kind of taking away some stuff that would make us second guess. Additionally,
100%.
On that cut, obviously if it's a dogleg left, again, if our miss on a cut is a straight ball or maybe a little pull, great, we're aiming down the left side. As long as we pick that safe start line that's on the left side of the fairway or left rough, and we pull it, we're gaining that distance, and hopefully we'll get that extra rollout, which will get past that dogleg left corner and give us the look into the green we want. Maybe a little less of the ideal approach, but you might still make up the distance like we talked about with pulls in the previous scenario. And so that should give you the extra distance that makes the difference for the angle, which hopefully should lead to a good enough approach angle. Additionally, if you were to overcut, well, now your ball's working away from the dogleg. But usually if you're working away from the dogleg, you're gaining slightly better approach angle into the green and might have a longer club, but the angle will be better for that longer club, so you should have more green to work with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. Nail on the head there.
Yeah, and so let's kind of flip the script. It's honestly almost mirroring what we just said, is if it's a dogleg right and you're a drawer of the golf ball. Personally, I kind of like these holes because I feel like I can just rip a draw off the right side, and if it stays dead straight because it's just a little bit late and I get a block, I'm bombing it usually down that right side and I get enough distance to cut the corner, versus if it draws, I get, again, that slightly wider angle. I'm gaining distance because I'm hitting that draw or that slight pull, and now I'm further down the fairway, potentially in the left rough. Hopefully my amount of draw is keeping me in the fairway, and I have a longer shot off the tee, a shorter shot into the green, and now an even better approach. In my personal opinion, I do like those holes just because I feel like I can absolutely rip at it.
Yeah, and confidence and comfort with a look can set you up for success. Absolutely. Even in a tough scenario, if you're comfortable hitting, a stock golf ball, give yourself the chance and set yourself up just for success and just do it. Confidence is everything when it comes to repeatability in this game. And the second the mind starts getting involved with doubts, you ain't got a chance. You've already screwed yourself in the ground. So be confident, hit that ball that you're seeing, and really start to imagine, your shot shapes and how your ball is going to go forward, and get us into what we'll talk about next week, which is the proper angles to attack flag sticks. If you guys like what's going on here, what we're talking about, if you could please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next week to talk about fairways. Take it easy, guys.